Okay, so now the power steering pump is here.
Right.
So we can get busy on it. As you see, we've already put a bracket on. Now, I'm about ready to tighten it up. That stay right there in place. Take our pulley press. Slowly start pressing it on. It's a lot easier taking them off. You can just impact them than it is. Hey Taz, can I get your hand? You want to keep turning that and I'll hold it, or just hold that bar flat? We'll get this to start to press on. We got a long way to go. Now, upon doing this, you want to make sure that you don't tighten it too far down, because they don't have a stop. It's almost on. Alright. Is it spinning still? Yep. Alright. Back it off some. Tighten it down a little more. Hold on. There we go.
What were you doing just now?
Just tightening it up a little more.
Okay.
It's easy to take them off. Pain in the butt to press them back on. Get your hand get caught behind there. Feel tightening up. Almost there.
Getting there. So this is just a long process of this part then?
Yep, I'm pressing it on. This is what this is doing, is actually pressing it all the way up against there. Alright, let's see where we're at. Hold that back down.
Cool.
And the only way to know which Taz was right on the money. You want it flush. Not bad, Taz. You called that right on the money.
It's tight.
So now that our bracket and our pulley's back on,
We can put it back on.
we can now put that for me. Now, everybody's power steering pump may not be in the same spot. This one has the AC delete, so it's got a delete bracket.
So what, it sits higher?
So it sits higher, so the belt doesn't ride up against the water pump. So put your bracket, pump back on. Now, upon doing it, you do want to pour fluid after you get your lines all hooked up and spin the wheel, priming the pump. So that way you don't burn out the new pump. So we'll get this all bolted up. And then we'll get the lines all in. The fluid going on this and see what we get. Now, usually I'd use air, but we didn't pull the radiator nor the shroud, so we can't get our air gun into these tight spots. We kind of got a hand to it. But upon doing that, you want to make sure that you use a leverage bar or cheater bar and tighten them really good. That way your bolts do not come back off. Hand tightening, it's not going to be enough. So, me personally, I use an old jack handle,
I call it a breaker bar.
in which we call a breaker bar. Now, me personally, I've done it so many times, I already know.
The proper torque.
Of how tight it should be so it doesn't come off. Every vehicle is different. So you want to tighten the rest of the bracket back to the water pump. Allowing it to be firmly held up against there. Now your water pump ones, you can hand tighten them. You don't want to go too tight. Everybody knows water pump bolts will break, but you do want it firmly snug up against there. Alright, call that tight enough. Now, you want to pull your lines from the bottom. Run it up on there. Make sure you firmly tighten it down or it will leak. Now this lower one is not your high pressure line, so it won't require that much of tightening, just nice and snug. But when it comes to your high pressure line, you got to make sure you have no leaks and a tight fitting, or it will continue to leak
Or blow off.
Boomer witnessed that 2 days ago, huh?
Yeah, someone rigged it up with something else.
So I hear they tried to cut one of these and just put that on.
It was on a Honda, and it had a line that would turn, and then they rigged up a hose like this hose together, and
Yeah, you can't never hook a line with a rubber hose. It has to have to where it's locked in, braided, or whatever you want to call it.
I don't even know what that is called.
It's like pinch closed.
But yeah, I had to call you in on that one, because I didn't know too much about that either.
Make sure that's nice and tight.
It's tight.
Some people can use tranny fluid. I personally like to use power steering fluid, the actual stuff that's required for it. You want to fill it up about halfway first.
Let me show 'em.
About halfway, not too high, because it is going to be under pressure. Spinning the pump, which will prime and get any air bubbles or anything out.
Like so.
As you see, the fluid will go down. Once you've got that to where you think all the bubbles are pretty much out, then you still got to put the belt on it, run it, and turn your wheel back and forth a few times to make sure that your power steering pump has all the air out. If not, it will basically burst the line, or the cap can actually have fluid to leak out. So me and Taz now are going to put the belt on.
Let me move out the way for you.
Fire this up. See what we got. Get this to line up. I'll go over the alternator with the. Alrighty, we'll go ahead and lift that on up. Raise the tensioner pulley. Make sure that all belts are on every one of the pulleys.
Looks like everything's all good.
Looks like everything's good. Move all tools out the way when starting. Let's see what happens from there. Make a rag and get that up real quick. Hold on, guys. All right.
Eigentlich haben wir einen
Feel that you're about FA. Make sure you have no leaks. Steering wheel is turned several times to the right and to the left. Then you can push your cap on. And that's pretty much how you do a power steering pump.
Y'all see it?
Not bad at all.
Y'all see it?
Not too bad. Nice. Oh, the way that thing crackles, I love it. Not bad.
I say it's pretty good.